All right, everyone, welcome back to another trade breakdown. We're going to be looking at dollar Swiss today. So another pullback play, which happened on June 12th. So tight little position to close out the week. You can see here we had a massive watch list in rise on Friday. And this is one of two positions. So I took dollar Swiss and dollar yen. I'll break down dollar yen in another video, but yeah, this one was a nice little pullback play, which closed for 1%. So we'll go ahead and break it down. Now, you know exactly what I'm looking for on these pullback plays. We are playing the daily engulfing candle, which we got a massive one here on Thursday, which was great. And what do we want to see? We want to see it pull back. And then ideally, we're going to follow that trend to the downside. So we're looking to capitalize on this initial pullback move here. And with this position, it was pretty tidy, similar to US 30, which I took on Thursday. We'll go ahead and start breaking it down. So it's a little bit different, entered on a different time frame, but essentially looking for the exact same thing. You know, we want to have a repeatable process here and look for entries we can execute again and again over time. So we'll start on the 4-hour chart. So we obviously had this massive engulfing candle, which formed most of the daily yesterday, and I really like when we have a form of rejection on the intraday. So you know, this 4-hour 50 MA was holding as support. We tried to push down, we rejected that again early on in the day, and this is exactly what I wanted to see, anticipating that pullback play. So on the hourly, you can see that again here. You know, this is right where we opened, a little bit higher, we've pushed down, that 4-hour 50 MA is holding, we've wicked up, pushed down again, it's holding, and then we've started to push off with some momentum here around 7 a.m. my time. So this is exactly what we want to see, pulling back towards that 1-hour 50 EMA. So if we go down to the 2-minute time frame, I am playing around with entering these on a bit of a smaller time frame, talking to some of the guys in the community that have had some success with this. This is the first position I've really looked to execute on this time frame. I believe the 5-minute time frame was a bit further up here, along aligning with our hourly close. But you can see here we've got this little bit of, you know, intraday support forming. We've got a nice little 2-minute double bottom. You would have seen this over the course of those few 1-hour candles that failed to break that 4-hour 50 EMA. And then at 7 a.m. we start pushing off with some momentum. And it was around 7:30, so we had a nice 15-minute close, a nice 30-minute close, and we pierced above the 2-minute 50 EMA. And this is exactly where I went live. So nice and early in the morning, you know, I was targeting 0.382 initially, and ideally the 1-hour 50 MA. So I talked about this in a previous video. You know, I'm really looking at pushing these to the 1-hour 50 MA now. And if you had held that all the way there, you would have closed for 2.73%, which is a nice and tidy position. Now, why did I only get 1% from this one? A couple of reasons. I'm looking to build a buffer on a couple funded accounts. So as soon as we're pushing off in this direction with momentum, I'm really looking to capture that and not give anything back. So trailing really, really tight. And as we pulled back around here, I closed for about 1%. You see that aligns there, bang on one, which was right here. So as soon as we started pulling back, you know, this could have potentially pulled back. We could have got an early run down from here, which we started to see through a lot of the pairs we were watching on Friday. So anticipating that potentially happening, not wanting to give anything back on funded, I decided to close the position down. But you can see if we held that all the way through to our original target, you're looking at close to 2.75, 2.74% there. So really happy to see the thesis play out here. And, you know, we were really close again on a double up on this one. So if this hourly candle had formed up here and rejected, you know, 0.618 or 0.5 and created a nice top wick on this 1-hour 50 MA around 0.382, I would have loved to go short on this position, but we didn't get that today. So not taking that entry, but, you know, as a pullback play, really enjoyed seeing this one play out. You still could have waited. You know, the more conservative approach would be to wait for this hourly candle to close and then enter at 8 a.m. And, you know, you wouldn't have given too much risk reward back there. You still would have been able to get a stop below these lows and ride that all the way up to the 1-hour 50 MA. You still would have banked, you know, 2 or just over 2%. So what would that look like going on live here? Yeah, 2.4%. And, you know, that's a more conservative option, a little bit safer. But yeah, I'm trialing the 2-minute entry. I really like this the last couple of times I've seen it. So this is the first time I've done it in a live market. and really happy with the way it played out. So enjoying targeting this 1 hour 50 MA, enjoying the market conditions at the moment. And yeah, I'll see you in the next breakdown.